On January 25th, Greece's anti-austerity government stepped into the spotlight.
Greece is turning a page. Greece is leaving behind a catastrophic austerity.
Just pause here for a second, because remember, at this point, Greece has already been receiving bailout loans from the Eurozone and the IMF for almost 5 years. They've committed $260 billion, $7.8 billion of which is currently being withheld because of disagreements over certain reforms. And that defines what happens next.
So there is still major work to be done in which we will support the Greek government on the basis of true cooperation.
On February 20th, the Eurozone agreed to extend the existing bailout deal for 4 months. Greece would get the $7.8 billion outstanding if it agreed not to roll back the austerity measures tied to the existing bailout, and if it promised to submit a list of reforms.
Tonight was a first step in this process of rebuilding trust.
One step forward in February brought several steps back in March. Greece's promise to come up with reforms repeatedly failed to materialise. On April 1st, Greece finally submitted a 26-page reform plan to Europe.
We are intent upon reforming Greece deeply.
Europe, though, still wasn't satisfied. As discontent played out on the streets of Athens, clashes were also brewing in Brussels.
It was a very critical discussion. We came to an agreement 2 months ago, and today, of course, we had hoped to hear a positive result.
By May, doubts over Greece's finances were reaching a peak. After ordering local governments to give up spare cash, Athens just managed to scrape together over $1 billion in IMF repayments.
We've done remarkably well to keep repaying our creditors.
In Brussels, though, the talks were still stuck. In early June, Europe rejected Greece's latest set of proposed reforms, and even the IMF took a pause, leaving the talks early.
There are major differences between us in most key areas.
The situation was escalating. Greece postponed over $1.5 billion in IMF repayments to the end of June.
Time is certainly getting very, very short.
And on top of that, the original bailout is set to expire at the end of the month. And with it, that $7.8 billion still outstanding. Without a deal, they may end up right back where they started.